a colossal fireball rockets down from space like a speeding bullet. Upon impact, apocalyptic destruction will ensue.
The thing that's so disturbing about it is that we really don't know where almost any of the comets are. The great majority of them swoop in from an incredibly large distance of hundreds of times further out than Pluto, unpredictably. And we don't even notice them, don't even discover them until they start getting heated up by the sun, so they really start shining and glowing. By that time, it only has a few months before it's going to cross through at very high speed through the inner part of the solar system. And that is really too late to do anything about it. In that case, we're talking about something that's 5 or 6 miles across. You're just dumping such an incredible amount of energy into one place at one time. It tends to light everything on fire, everything within hundreds of miles. And then that just creates mass firestorms. It's filling the atmosphere with smoke. Of course, if there are any cities, they're incredibly flammable. I mean, the amount of soot just completely blocks all the light. And it's not just you that can't see anything, it's the plants. Photosynthesis. It can all be shut down as a byproduct of this impact.
As destructive as an impact on land would be, a large comet or asteroid hitting open water would create even more havoc.
You have dumped all of that energy of thousands of hydrogen bombs into the ocean. In a matter of seconds, you're vaporizing cubic miles of ocean. What is the water going to do after it's all blasted out in a spray of steam? All the other ocean water is going to flow right in as fast as it can and set up a tsunami like you cannot imagine. I'm talking about a wall of water that when it ramps up, the shore could be hundreds, 500, 1,000 feet high, and nothing's going to stop it. It will just keep on rolling in and obliterating everything for 50 or 100 miles.
Then you would have all this debris fall back on the planet Earth. It'd be like a Christmas tree, seeing all these ornaments being thrown out in all directions. And then you would see firestorms, enormous areas of the planet Earth burning, releasing even more soot and ash in the air, blanketing out sunlight. Temperatures would then plunge, and life itself would be perhaps extinguished.
Once scientists had said it could never happen. Now many were shocked. Some talked about the end of the world.
If something sneaks up on us, then there's very little we can do. In fact, today, the most likely situation is zero warning. The next impact of a mile-sized object will probably happen without any prior discovery of it at all. The first thing you will know is when you feel the ground shake and see the plume of fire coming up over the horizon. Impacts today are a risk. They're a hazard. They're something we need to protect ourselves against. If we don't learn how to protect ourselves against impacts, then on the long term, we are likely to be wiped out by impacts. If it happened to the dinosaurs, it could happen to us. For the 10% of the big ones that have been discovered, there is no danger. But I can tell you nothing about the 90% that we have not yet discovered. So, yes, we understand the general nature of the risk, but we have not yet taken any real concrete efforts to protect ourselves or even to look and see if there's anything headed our way.
And very few people would live through this. Civilization as we know it will be finished. Earth would be basically brought back to its knees, to the cave ages, if you will.
After people start missing a few meals, starvation, hunger starts to set in, people get concerned about their families, about providing for their children. A person will do unspeakable things. When it comes down to survival and you're looking at the faces of your hungry children, you're going to do anything you can to make sure that your children get fed and that you get fed.
So it's not a question of if it'll happen, it's a question of when it will happen.
The clock stopped at 1:17. There was a long sheer of bright light, and a series of low concussions.